The restaurant was cheap. Alara Quinn sat wearing old jeans and a faded jacket. She looked broke, but she wasn't. She was a CEO testing another blind date. Noah Reed walked in, single dad, barely getting by. He smiled. "If I had nothing," Alara said, "would you still sit here?" Noah didn't hesitate. "I'm here to meet you, not your wallet." Women at the next table whispered, "She's broke, and he's a single dad. Disaster." Noah stood up. Not to leave, to block their view of Alara. She stared at him. This man was different, and that terrified her. Noah Reed wasn't always a dishwasher. 3 years ago, he was an accountant, had a wife, had dreams, had a future that made sense. Then the accident happened. Car crash on a rainy Tuesday. His wife Sarah didn't make it. Their daughter Lily was only 2. In one night, Noah became everything. Father, mother, provider, protector. He tried to keep his accounting job, but daycare cost more than he made. And Lily got sick. Asthma attacks that sent them to the ER twice a month. So he made a choice. 2 jobs, no career, just survival. Morning shift washing dishes at Mario's Diner. Night shift delivering packages until 2 a.m. Sleep 3 hours. Wake up. Make Lily breakfast. Drop her at his neighbor Mrs. Chen's house. Start again, every single day. His friends told him to date, to move on, to find someone who could help. But Noah had one rule: never depend on anyone, especially not for money, because money was the thing that always ran out. And people who stayed for money left when it did. Then came the blind date. His coworker set it up, said the woman was nice, normal, not looking for anything fancy, perfect for a guy like Noah. He almost canceled. Lily had a cough that morning, but Mrs. Chen insisted. "You need 1 hour of your own life," she said. So he went and met Alara. Across town in a glass office overlooking the city, Alara Quinn had a different problem. She had everything and nothing. Was CEO of Quinn Tech at 32. Built the company from her college dorm room. Now worth $300 million. But every man she dated wanted the same thing. Her money, her connections, her power. The last one was the worst. Marcus, her fiancé, charming, handsome, said all the right things until she found out he'd embezzled $4 million and tried to steal her company through a fake merger. She caught him, fired him, watched him get arrested, but the damage was done. She couldn't trust anyone anymore, so she created a test. Every blind date, she dressed like she was broke. Old clothes, cheap phone, said she was unemployed. Most men left within 10 minutes. The ones who stayed always had an angle, trying to fix her, control her, use her vulnerability. Noah was different. He didn't ask about her job, didn't offer to pay for everything to prove himself, didn't look at her with pity. He asked about her favorite book, her childhood, what made her laugh, like she was a person, not a project. When his phone buzzed during dinner, his face went soft. "My daughter," he said. "Mind if I check?" Alara nodded. He answered on video. A little girl appeared, 5 years old, missing front tooth, messy ponytail. "Hi, Daddy. Mrs. Chen made dumplings." "That's great, sweetheart. You being good?" The girl noticed Alara in the background. "Who's that lady? Is she nice?" Noah smiled. "Yeah, Lily. She's very nice." Lily squinted at the screen. "She's pretty. Does she make you smile?" Noah glanced at Alara. "Yeah, she does." "Good. You should smile more, Daddy." After he hung up, Alara felt something crack inside her chest. This wasn't just a test anymore. This man, this struggling single father who worked 2 jobs and still made time to FaceTime his daughter, who protected strangers from gossip, who asked real questions, who smiled like kindness was his default setting. She wanted to tell him the truth, but she was terrified. What if he ran? What if he hated her for lying? What if she ruined the first real thing she'd felt in years? So she stayed quiet and decided to keep testing, just a little longer. The second date was at a park. Noah brought Lily, said he couldn't afford a sitter that day. Alara didn't mind. She bought ice cream for all 3 of them. Lily held Alara's hand while they walked, talked about her favorite cartoons, her stuffed bunny, her daddy's terrible pancakes. Noah watched them with something like hope in his eyes. Then his friends showed up, Jake and Marcus, guys from his old accounting firm, the life he used to have. They saw Noah with Alara, saw her thrift store clothes, her worn-out sneakers. Jake pulled Noah aside, loud enough for Alara to hear. Dude, seriously? You're dating her? Noah's jaw tightened. Her name is Alara. I'm just saying, man, you've got Lily to think about. You need someone stable, someone who can actually help. Marcus jumped in. You're already drowning. Why add dead weight? Alara stood frozen. Lily squeezed her hand. Noah's voice went cold. She's not dead weight, and we're done here. He walked back to Alara. Didn't apologize for them. Just took her other hand. Let's go. But Alara saw it, the flicker of doubt in his eyes, the question he didn't ask. Are they right? That night, Alara couldn't sleep. She kept hearing it. Dead weight, dead weight, dead weight. The next week, she visited Noah's apartment. It was small, fourth-floor walk-up, no elevator, paint peeling in the hallway. She knocked. Noah answered, surprised but smiling. Alara, hey, wasn't expecting you. I wanted to see where you lived, if that's okay. He hesitated, then opened the door wider. The apartment was tiny, one bedroom. Lily's drawings covered the fridge, dishes in the sink, laundry on a chair. But it was clean, loved, a home. Noah made tea. They sat on his worn-out couch. Then the neighbors started. Mrs. Patterson from next door, talking loud on her balcony. Did you see? Noah brought that homeless-looking girl home. What's he thinking? Another voice. Mr. Kim. Single dad dating someone poorer than him? That child's gonna suffer. She's probably after his tax refund or something. Alara's hands shook around her mug. Noah stood up, shut the window hard. Ignore them, Biddy Dad. But she could see the shame in his face. Not for her, for his life, for what he couldn't give. Maybe they're right, Alara whispered. They're not. Noah, you work 2 jobs. You barely sleep, and you're not just anything, his voice was firm. You're the first person who sees me as more than a tragedy. That should have been enough. But 2 days later, everything broke. Noah was late for his dishwashing shift because he'd walked Alara home. She'd felt unsafe after dark. He couldn't let her go alone. When he finally got to the diner, his boss was waiting. You're 40 minutes late, Reed. I'm sorry, Marco. It won't happen again. You're damn right it won't, because you're fired. The dinner crowd went quiet. Marco, please. I need this job. Your daughter needs a father who has priorities straight. Marco pointed at the door. Not some guy chasing broke girls instead of working. Noah stood there, humiliated, in front of everyone. A customer laughed. Defending a gold digger when you can't even dig yourself out. Noah left without a word. Alara found out the next day. She showed up at his apartment, guilt crushing her chest. I heard what happened. Noah, I'm so sorry. It's not your fault. It is. If I hadn't asked you to walk me home, I'd do it again. He looked exhausted, defeated, but still stubborn. I don't regret protecting you. Alara wanted to scream the truth, that she could fix this. One phone call, she could buy the diner, hire him back, end all of this. But she stayed silent because she was a coward. 3 days later, Lily collapsed at school. Asthma attack. Bad one. Mrs. Chen called Noah. He ran 6 blocks because he couldn't afford an Uber. Alara got the call too. She was listed as an emergency contact now. She arrived first. Lily was gasping, small body shaking, terrified. Alara scooped her up, ran to a neighbor's car, begged them to drive. At the hospital, she held Lily's hand while nurses worked. Noah burst through the doors 10 minutes later, sweating, panicked, broke. He dropped to his knees beside the bed. Lily, baby, I'm here. The little girl reached for him. Daddy. Noah looked at Alara. His eyes were red. Thank you. I don't know what I would have. Don't, Alara whispered. Her voice cracked. This is my fault. All of it. You lost your job because of me, and now Lily. Stop. Noah grabbed her hand, hard, desperate. Alara, listen to me. She looked up. I've lost a lot in my life, my wife, my career, my dignity about 100 times. He swallowed hard. But you're the first person who ever cared about Lily like she mattered. Not as baggage, not as a burden, but as a person. Tears ran down Alara's face. I don't care if you're rich or broke or anything in between, Noah said. You stayed when everyone else would have run. You showed up for my daughter. That's worth more than anything. Alara broke. She sobbed into her hands. Because he was wrong. She wasn't worth anything. She was a liar, a fake, a coward playing dress up while his life fell apart. And she didn't know how to stop. Comment heart if you believe kindness is the real wealth. The hospital bill came 3 days later, $12,000. Noah stared at the number until it blurred. He had $400 in his bank account and no job. He sat at his kitchen table at 2 a.m, calculator out, bills spread everywhere. If he sold his car, maybe $5,000. If he borrowed from Mrs. Chen, another $1,000. If he skipped rent, his phone buzzed. A news alert. He almost ignored it. But the headline caught his eye. Quintech CEO Alara Quinn announces new healthcare initiative. He clicked, and his world stopped. There she was, Lara, his Alara, standing at a podium in a tailored suit that probably cost more than his annual rent. Hairstyled, makeup perfect, confident. Behind her, a banner. Quintech, valued at $800 million. The reporter's voice cut through his shock. Ms. Quinn, as one of the youngest self-made billionaires in tech, what inspired this initiative? Alara smiled, that same soft smile she gave him. Everyone deserves access to care, regardless of their financial situation. Noah's hands went numb. Billionaire, self-made, CEO, the woman who said she was unemployed, who wore thrift store clothes, who let him pay for ice cream with quarters, was worth more money than he could imagine in 10 lifetimes. He stood up so fast, his chair fell over. Lily woke up. Daddy? Go back to sleep, sweetheart. Are you mad? He forced his voice steady. No, baby, just tired. But he was shaking, not from anger, from something worse, betrayal. The next morning, Alara showed up at his door with coffee and donuts. She smiled. Thought you could use breakfast. Noah didn't take them. When were you going to tell me? Her smile faded. Tell you what? He turned his phone around, showed her the article. The color drained from her face. Noah, don't. His voice was ice. Don't you dare. I can explain. Explain what? That you've been lying to me for weeks? That you watched me lose my job? Scramble to pay bills? Panic over my daughter's hospital costs? I was going to tell you. When? He stepped closer, not threatening, just broken. When, Alara? After I lost everything? After I humiliated myself enough for your entertainment? It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? His voice cracked. What was this? Some kind of social experiment? See how the poor people live? Tears filled her eyes. I was protecting myself. From what? From me? He laughed bitterly. I have nothing. I'm nobody. What could I possibly take from you? My trust. She shouted it, then quieter. My trust. Noah went still. Ilara's hands shook. I had a fiancé, Marcus. I loved him, planned a life with him. And he stole $4 million from my company, tried to destroy everything I built, used my love against me. Her voice broke. Every man before him wanted my money, my connections, my power. No one ever just wanted me. So you tested me. Yes. You lied to me. Yes. You watched me suffer, watched me panic about my daughter, watched me choose between rent and food. She flinched. I know. And you said nothing. Silence. Noah's voice went quiet, dangerous. If you didn't trust me, Alara, then why test me at all? Why put me through this? She looked up at him, tears streaming. Because I was scared. Of what? Of this. She gestured between them. Of you. of what I was starting to feel. And what were you feeling? That you were real, that this was real, that for the first time in my life, someone saw me as a person, not a bank account. Noah stepped back. You don't get to do that. Do what? Make yourself the victim here. I'm not. You are. His voice was steady now, cold. You had all the power, all the control, and you chose to lie, to test, to manipulate. I was protecting myself. From what? From someone who cared about you? From someone who defended you when strangers judged you? Who lost his job protecting you? She sobbed. I know I was wrong. I know I hurt you. You didn't just hurt me, Alara. You made me question everything, every moment, every word. Was any of it real? Yes, all of it. Noah, please. I need you to leave. Her heart shattered. What? I can't do this. I can't be with someone I can't trust. Noah, please, I love you. He closed his eyes. That makes it worse. Oui, ma'am, because I love you too. He opened his eyes. They were wet. But love isn't enough, not when there's no trust. I'll do anything. I'll prove it to you. I don't want your proof. I don't want your money. I don't want your tests. Then what do you want? I want you to leave my daughter alone. That stopped her cold. Lily's been through enough, Noah said. She lost her mother. She doesn't need to lose someone else. I would never hurt her. You already did. By lying to me, you lied to her. Noah, two different worlds, Alara. You said it yourself. I'm a dishwasher. You're a billionaire. That gap, it's not just money. It's trust. It's honesty. It's everything. He opened the door. Please go. She stood there, trembling, destroyed. I'm sorry, she whispered. So am I. She left. Noah closed the door, slid down against it, put his head in his hands, and cried, because he meant what he said. He loved her, but love built on lies was just another kind of poverty. 1 week later, Noah got a letter, no return address, just a check, $12,000, the exact amount of Lily's hospital bill, and a note, handwritten. A little help from someone who cares about your daughter. No strings, no tests, just love. E. Noah stared at it for a long time. Then he noticed something else in the envelope, a business card, Quintech, with a phone number written on the back, and 3 words, when you're ready. He put the card in his wallet, but he didn't call, not yet, because some things needed time, and some wounds needed to heal before they could be trusted again. But he kept the card, just in case. 2 weeks later, Alara sat in the Quintech boardroom. 12 executives stared at her from across the table. Her company, her creation, her life's work, and they wanted her out. Ms. Quinn, Chairman Roberts began, we've reviewed the recent complications. Complications? Alara kept her voice steady. The Marcus embezzlement scandal, the media attention, and now, he slid a tablet across the table. These photos. Alara looked. Paparazzi shots. Her in thrift store clothes. Walking with Noah. Holding Lily's hand. Dating a dishwasher? Another board member, Susan, scoffed. This isn't the image Quintech needs. My personal life is private. Not when it affects stock prices, Roberts said. Shareholders are concerned. Your judgment is being questioned. My judgment built this company. And your judgment nearly destroyed it with Marcus. The words hit like a slap. Roberts leaned forward. We're calling for a vote. Either you step down as CEO or we remove you. Alara's world tilted. Everything she'd built, everything she'd sacrificed, gone, because she dared to love someone real. The boardroom doors suddenly opened. Everyone turned. Noah walked in. He wore his dishwasher uniform, grease stain on the sleeve. Work boots, completely out of place in this glass tower. Security moved toward him. Wait, Alara said. Let him speak. Roberts frowned. This is a private meeting. And he's the reason we're here, isn't he? Alara's voice was cold. So let him speak. Noah stopped at the end of the table. 12 powerful people stared at him like he was dirt. He'd felt that look before. From his old friends, from neighbors, from his boss, but this time he didn't flinch. "My name is Noah Reed," he said. "And you're right, I'm a dishwasher. Was a dishwasher. Lost that job too." Susan smirked. "Then what are you doing here?" "Telling you the truth about Alara Quinn." Silence. Noah's voice stayed steady. "I've known CEOs, accountants, people with money and power and perfect resumes." He looked at Alara. "None of them had half the strength she has." Robert scoffed. "Strength? She lied to you, manipulated you." "She tested me," Noah corrected, "because every person she trusted before me used her. That's her problem, not ours. It's everyone's problem." Noah stepped closer. "You want to fire her because she dated someone poor? Because she didn't fit your image? We want leadership that makes sound decisions." "She made the soundest decision of her life." Noah's voice rose. "She chose to protect herself, to find someone real before she gave her heart away again." "And she chose you?" Susan laughed. "A single father who can't even keep a job?" "Yes, she chose me. Not because I'm rich, not because I'm useful, but because I saw her as a person." He turned to the board. "You people look at her and see profit margins, stock prices, brand image. I looked at her and saw someone kind, scared, lonely, human." His voice dropped. "She's the strongest person I've ever known, and she doesn't need someone rich beside her." He paused. "She just needs someone real." The room went silent. Roberts shifted uncomfortably. Susan looked away. Noah turned to leave. He'd said what he came to say, but Alara stood up. "Noah, wait." He stopped. She walked around the table, in front of everyone. Her hands were shaking, but she didn't care. "I lied to you, Baum," she said. I tested you. I hurt you." "I know. But you came anyway." "Yeah." "Why, boy?" Noah smiled, honed in soft and real. "Because Lily asked why you stopped visiting, and I didn't have a good answer." Alara's eyes filled with tears. "Because the truth is," Noah continued, "I miss you. I miss how you make Lily laugh, how you ask real questions, how you show up." He stepped closer. "I don't care about your money, Alara. I never did." "I know. But I need to know one thing." "What?" "Are you done testing me?" She nodded. Tears falling. "I'm done. No more tests, no more lies, just truth." "Then stay," Noah whispered. "For real this time." Ilara turned to the board. "I'm not stepping down. This is my company. And if you don't like who I love, find another CEO." Robert stared, then slowly nodded. Meeting adjourned. 3 months later, Saturday afternoon at the park, the same park where Noah's friends had humiliated Alora. But everything was different now. Lily ran ahead, chasing butterflies. Her laughter echoed across the grass. Noah and Alara walked behind her, hand in hand. "She's getting faster," Alara said. "New inhaler, better insurance." Noah squeezed her hand. "Thanks to someone I know." "I didn't do anything. You paid off my debt, got me a job, gave Lily the health care she needed. You would have done the same. Maybe, but you did it first." They reached the playground. Lily climbed the slide, waving at them from the top. "Look how high I am." "I see you, baby," Noah called back. Alara watched them, father and daughter, her family now. It still felt surreal sometimes. Noah turned to her. "You okay?" "Yeah, just thinking." "About what?" "About how I almost lost you, because I was too afraid to trust." Noah pulled her closer. "You were protecting yourself. I get that now." "You shouldn't have to get it. I should have just been honest." "We both made mistakes, Alara. You didn't lie." "No, but I pushed you away when you tried to explain." "I was hurt, scared, proud." He brushed hair from her face. "We were both protecting ourselves from getting hurt again." Alara leaned into his touch. "And now?" "Now I don't want to protect myself from you anymore." She smiled through tears. "Me neither." Lily slid down and ran over. "Can we get ice cream?" "Again?" Noah laughed. "You had some yesterday." But Alara likes ice cream too. Alara knelt down. Your daddy's right, maybe tomorrow. Lily pouted, then brightened. Can we go home and watch a movie instead? Home? Alara's voice caught. Lily grabbed both their hands. Yeah, our home. The three of us. Noah and Alara exchanged a look. 2 months ago, Alara had moved into a smaller apartment, closer to Noah and Lily. Nothing fancy, just real. Lily pulled them toward the parking lot. Come on, I want popcorn. As they walked, Lily between them, swinging their arms, Noah spoke quietly. I love you, Alara Quinn. Alara's heart swelled. I love you too, Noah Reed. No more tests. No more tests. Just us. Just us, he repeated. Lily looked up at both of them. Are you guys being mushy again? They laughed. Yeah, sweetheart, Noah said. We are. Good, Lily grinned. Mushy is nice. And for the first time in years, Alara agreed. Mushy was nice. Real was nice. Love without tests was the nicest thing of all. Here's what Alara and Noah learned, and what we all need to remember. Nobody is truly poor when they know how to love. And nobody is truly rich if they only have money but no one who sees their heart. Alara had everything. Billions in the bank, power, success, influence. But she was empty. Because every relationship was transactional. Every connection had an angle. Every person wanted something from her. Until Noah, a man with nothing but integrity, kindness, and a daughter who needed him. He didn't see her money. He saw her fear, her loneliness, her desperate need to be valued for who she was, not what she had. And Noah? He thought he had nothing to offer, just debt, struggle, a tiny apartment and a secondhand life. But he had everything that mattered. Loyalty, honesty, the ability to show up, to protect, to love without conditions. Trust is the real currency in any relationship. Not money, not status, not tests or games or masks we wear to protect ourselves. The moment we stop pretending, stop testing, stop hiding behind our fears, that's when real love begins. Alara tested Noah because she was afraid of being used again. Noah almost walked away because he was afraid of not being enough. But love isn't about being perfect, or rich, or having all the answers. Love is about showing up, being real, choosing each other even when it's hard, even when the world judges, even when the gap seems too wide. Because at the end of the day, two broken people choosing to be honest with each other, that's worth more than all the money in the world. Subscribe if you believe true love never needs a test.